Rock Creek Park is a 2,000-acre national park that cuts through the district on the western side. Rock Creek is fed by tributaries that lead to the stream and bring all of the things that they've picked up along the way into the creek. The tributaries are often hidden under streets and conduits that run underground and pop up again in wooded areas. The storm drains on every street in the district either empty out into these conduits or directly into the creek. When it rains, all of the trash that is left out on the street is swept into the drain and eventually ends up in the creek, which feeds into the Potomac River and then into the Atlantic Ocean.
Some of the problems with our tributaries, a couple of things. The quality of the water, which is impacted by the tremendous amount of land above the drain into this stream, into this watershed. And when it rains, all the impervious surface that's above us with parking lots, roadways, bridges and things like that, everything that lands on them during rains is flushed into the storm drains.
Along with any trash, any oil or gas that has made its way onto the street gets picked up and sent into the creek, harming the creatures that use the stream as their main water source. Our waste from indoor plumbing in our houses can also end up in the creek on its way to Blue Plains treatment plant.
One of the impacts that affects the creek in this area is the existence of a lot of sanitary sewers that are carrying raw sewage from the neighborhoods and from developed areas through a series of pipes down to a treatment plant, the big treatment plant on the Potomac called Blue Plains.
What harms the creek the most, however, is the sewage overflows. In most parts of the city, there is combined sewage. This means that both the domestic waste and the stormwater runoff goes into the same pipe. The water goes through the pipe to Blue Plains treatment plant, where it goes through 6 stages of purification: preliminary, primary, secondary, nitrification and denitrification, filtration, and finally, disinfection and discharge. During times of heavy rain or snowmelt, when the pipes either cannot carry all of the storm water or Blue Plains cannot handle it all, the pipes are dumped into a combined sewer overflow. These overflows keep the combined sewage until it can be sent to the plant.
We're standing at the largest combined sewer overflow outfall that we have in the park. There are 28 of them, and this is the biggest, the Piney Branch outfall. And this is where a mixture of these combined sewer overflows are where raw sewage is mixing with stormwater and discharge at overflow points so that the system doesn't back up into houses and the like. So there are ways you can try to mitigate that. You can very expensively go back in the neighborhoods and dig up the streets and so forth and lay a whole new set of pipes parallel the existing pipes to separate the sewage from the stormwater. Or in this case, the district is looking at installing a huge holding tank in the park from this point about half a mile down to Beach Drive that would hold sewage and stormwater during heavy storms and slowly let it release into the system so that you don't have all of this overflowing sewage. The big question is, where do you put this facility? Some people want to put it in the park under a very natural hillside. This tunnel will be as big as a metro tunnel and hold millions and millions of gallons of sewage. It will have access vents, shafts. It will have also gas vents to release gas. Do you put it there, or do you look at some other place to put it? For example, around us is an open lawn, open field. Much less disturbance if you put it there. You also can look within the watershed. Can you put some smaller facilities at schools or rec centers? Because what's coming out of this pipe is not coming from the park. It's coming from the neighborhoods. So we're hoping that we don't have to install a huge, massive tunnel on parkland, especially in a beautiful hillside, which will have tremendous impacts to us. Can we look at an alternative spot like an open lawn area, like they've done up in Montgomery County? They have a huge storage tank built in an open area that now has tennis courts on top of it. Or you look and maybe do some smaller projects up in the watershed to handle that.
Unfortunately, the bulk of DC's combined sewer overflows are in Rock Creek Park. The overflows are not well maintained and frequently leak into the creek. The creek empties into Chesapeake Bay, and the nutrients from our domestic waste cause algae blooms that suck oxygen from the water, harming all of the creatures living there. Although the EPA established a combined sewer overflow control policy in 1944, the problem of combined sewer overflows still remain, with 772 cities in the U.S. still using combined sewers. This has been Julia Mitchell reporting for School Without Walls News.